There are millions of individuals all over the globe who are affected by dementia, which is a disorder that is defined by a deterioration in cognitive function. This illness is a rising issue for the health of our global population. Considering that there is now no known treatment for Alzheimer's disease, the attention has switched toward prevention, and food has emerged as a major role in preserving brain function. There is a growing body of data suggesting that some veggies may potentially be associated with cognitive function hazards, despite the fact that nutrient-dense meals such as fish and leafy greens have received a lot of attention. There are a lot of individuals who are ignorant of the fact that the veggies they consume on a regular basis might potentially contribute to the development of dementia or speed up the progression of dementia. In spite of the fact that vegetables are generally seen as being healthy, certain types of vegetables may contain substances that, if ingested in excessive amounts, may have a detrimental effect on normal brain function. Inflammation, blood sugar abnormalities, and other variables that may eventually lead to neurodegeneration can be caused by these veggies through their consumption. In today's video, we will discuss 4 vegetables that, despite the fact that they are frequently consumed in our diets, may pose disturbing dangers to the health of our brains at the same time. For people who are interested in protecting their cognitive function as they age, it is especially important to have a thorough understanding of the possible threats that these common vegetables may pose in order to make educated decisions regarding their diet. Number 1. Carrots. Beta-carotene is a form of antioxidant that the body may convert into vitamin A. Carrots are frequently lauded for their high beta-carotene content, which is a sort of antioxidant. Vitamin A is an essential nutrient for keeping healthy skin, eyes, and immune systems, as well as for maintaining healthy skin. On the other hand, although beta-carotene is advantageous when consumed in the recommended quantities, excessive intake might have unforeseen repercussions, particularly with regard to the health of the brain. It is possible that an excessive amount of beta-carotene, which is often present in significant quantities in carrots and other orange vegetables, may be a factor in the decrease of cognitive abilities. It has been demonstrated that consuming an excessive amount of beta-carotene can upset the delicate balance of antioxidants in the body, which may result in oxidative stress. When the body's antioxidant defenses are overwhelmed by free radicals, which are molecules that are extremely reactive, oxidative stress develops. This results in damage to the cells of the body. Oxidative stress is one of the primary contributors to the development of neurodegenerative illnesses in the brain, including Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease, amongst others. Multiple studies have revealed that an excessive amount of beta-carotene might have a role in the oxidative damage that occurs in brain cells, which in turn speeds up the decrease of cognitive abilities. In addition, research has demonstrated that using large dosages of beta-carotene supplements, particularly in older persons, may increase the likelihood of developing cognitive impairment. This finding is rather intriguing. It is unlikely that consuming a modest amount of carrots as part of a balanced diet would have any adverse consequences. Nevertheless, those who consume an excessive amount of carrots or who rely excessively on beta-carotene supplements should exercise caution. If you want to maintain healthy brain function and lower your chance of developing dementia, it is essential to consume antioxidants from a wide range of sources in a balanced manner rather than placing an excessive amount of emphasis on any one particular vitamin. It is possible to ensure a broad and well-rounded antioxidant intake by including a wide variety of fruits and vegetables in a variety of hues. This can assist promote general brain health without the hazards that are connected with consuming an excessive amount of beta-carotene. Number 2. Potatoes. Many people throughout the world consider potatoes to be a comfort meal because of their versatility and the fact that they can be served in a variety of different ways. If you are concerned about the health of your brain, you should know that potatoes, despite the fact that they are loaded with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, can come with some hidden hazards. Carbohydrates, and starch in particular, are found in high concentrations in potatoes, particularly when they are taken in significant quantities. Through the process of digestion, starch is converted into glucose, which is then used by the body as a source of energy. Nevertheless, the quick conversion of starch into glucose can result in a large increase in the amount of sugar that is present in the blood. This abrupt increase in blood sugar may appear to be innocuous at first, but it can eventually develop to insulin resistance if it is allowed to continue. Insulin resistance is a condition that arises when the cells of the body no longer respond appropriately to insulin, which is a hormone that plays a role in the regulation of blood sugar levels. The development of insulin resistance results in a decrease in the body's capacity to control glucose levels, which in turn causes blood sugar levels to remain elevated and more persistent. Because of this, a variety of adverse effects on the health of the brain might be triggered. If blood sugar levels are continuously high, it can create inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are known to contribute to cognitive decline. The brain is largely dependent on glucose for energy, but when blood sugar levels are chronically high, it can cause both of these things. Alzheimer's disease is a prevalent form of dementia, and a number of studies have demonstrated that those who have insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes are at a greater risk of getting the condition. Number 3. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are frequently regarded as one of the healthiest vegetables because they contain a high concentration of antioxidants, such as lycopene, which is believed to aid in the prevention of cancer and cardiovascular disease. Tomatoes, on the other hand, may provide undiscovered dangers to certain individuals, particularly with regard to the health of the brain. Nightshades are a family of plants that includes potatoes, peppers, and eggplants. Tomatoes are a member of this family. There are substances in nightshades that can have a detrimental influence on brain function in persons who are vulnerable to their effects. Nightshades include several nutrients that are useful to the body. Lectin, a sort of protein that may be found in tomatoes, is an example of such a molecule. As a result of their ability to bind to carbohydrates, lectins have the potential to impede the organism's capacity to absorb particular nutrients. When taken in high numbers or when the body is already in a damaged state, lectins can create issues, despite the fact that the majority of individuals are able to tolerate them in levels that are quite low. Lectins have the potential to cause inflammation in the stomach and to disrupt the gut-brain axis, which is the communication network that connects the digestive system and the brain. This disruption can occur in some individuals. Recent studies have demonstrated that the health of the stomach has a significant impact in the health of the brain. Due to the fact that inflammation in the gut may set off a chain reaction of inflammatory reactions in the brain, an unhealthy gut can play a role in the development of neurodegenerative disorders such as Alzheimer's disease. The microbiome of the gut, which is made up of billions of bacteria, has a direct influence on the functioning of the brain and the mental health of an individual. An increase in the likelihood of developing cognitive impairments may be associated with a disruption in the microbiota that is brought on by an excessive amount of lectin and other inflammatory substances. Number 4. Spinach. Many people consider spinach to be one of the healthiest leafy greens since it is loaded with important nutrients including vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that are beneficial to one's general health. Spinach, on the other hand, has a high concentration of oxalates, which are naturally occurring chemicals that, when ingested in big numbers, can have adverse consequences. As a result of oxalates' ability to bind to calcium in the body, insoluble crystals can develop. These crystals can then build in the kidneys, which can result in kidney stones or other health concerns. The hazards of oxalates, however, are not limited to the health of the kidneys. They can also have a significant influence on the functioning of the brain. Oxalates have the ability to pass across the blood-brain barrier, which is a protective barrier that stops hazardous chemicals from entering the brain. Oxalates can penetrate this barrier when they accumulate in the body. Once they have entered the brain, oxalates have the ability to disrupt the normal processes that occur in the nervous system and hence cause neurotoxicity. There has been a connection established between oxalate-induced neurotoxicity and disorders such as memory loss, cognitive impairment, and other associated symptoms of dementia. Furthermore, there is evidence to show that a diet that is rich in oxalate might worsen the inflammation that already exists in the brain and enhance the likelihood of developing neurodegenerative illnesses. Obtained accumulation of oxalates has the potential to induce an inflammatory response inside the brain, which may have a role in the development of illnesses such as Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. Although research into the relationship between oxalates and neurodegeneration is still ongoing, preliminary findings show that reducing consumption of foods high in oxalates, such as spinach, may be beneficial to the health of the brain. It is essential to keep in mind that various individuals have varying degrees of sensitivity to oxalates. Oxalate poisoning may be more likely to occur in certain individuals owing to genetic factors or pre-existing renal conditions. On the other hand, other individuals may be able to take spinach and other foods that are rich in oxalate without experiencing any adverse effects. On the other hand, if you are concerned about the influence that oxalates have on your brain health, or if you have a family history of cognitive decline, it may be advised to limit the amount of spinach and other vegetables that are rich in oxalate that you consume. It is possible that selecting greens with lower oxalate content, such as kale or arugula, might give comparable health advantages without the associated hazards. Final thoughts. We may help protect our brains from the consequences of aging and lower the risk of dementia by choosing conscious eating choices and giving priority to nutrients that are beneficial to the brain, such as omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory chemicals. In the end, a diet that is both nutritious and well-rounded, in conjunction with other lifestyle variables like regular exercise and mental stimulation, can go a long way toward maintaining long-term brain health and avoiding cognitive decline.